How cool is that? Like, this is the OG VIC-20 manual from the guy at Commodore. When are you ever going to see this? These are the actual documents from Commodore showing software development for the Commodore 64. These are the real deal, right? And I'm shaking because I'm like, I just can't believe it. This is a box from a Commodore employee who worked on the VIC-20 back in the 1980s. What's inside? Well, it could be rare marketing materials, internal memos, maybe even unreleased documents. Let's crack it open and find out. So here's the deal. Michael joined Commodore in 1980 as assistant to the president, Commodore founder Jack Tramiel, who subsequently made Michael the product manager of the VIC-20. And Michael was also the co-designer of the famous Commodore VIC modem. Now, many industry insiders know him as the man behind some really cool marketing, especially for the VIC-20. Michael reached out and said he had some old stuff from his time at Commodore and really wanted to preserve it. So how could I resist? Who could possibly say no to this? Which brings me to this box. It's full of things he saved from those days. I haven't looked inside yet. This is truly a blind unboxing. What's in here? Well, we're about to find out together. Now, there could be never before seen Commodore VIC-20 documents, something completely unexpected. Stick around because we're opening it up right now. As you can see, this has not been opened. I'm literally cutting into this tape. Okay, we're ready to open it up. I think we've sliced enough of it open. Here we go. Oh, can't get that bit open. Oh, now we're just going to rip it. Okay, guys, this is serious. This could be some of the most historical stuff that we've ever seen in the past few years coming out of this box, and I haven't seen it. So let's take a look. It's going to be very interesting. I'm really excited. You never get to do this. All right, you're going to see it with me live with this overhead camera. And the first thing is Home Computer Wars. So this is, oh wow, check this out. What a classic. So there it is. Simon, hope you enjoy the items from my personal collection. That is great. And an autograph copy of the book. Thank you, Michael. This is something to treasure. This is very cool. I can't tell you the smile that I have on my face right now looking at that. Michael, can't thank you enough. That's lovely. Let's keep going. There's a lot in here. I'm really excited about this. This is cool. So, I'm going to be ultra careful with this one. Macy's favorite scents. I don't know what this is. This is like a notebook or something. Oh, he's packaged it up. He's packaged it up. This is the VIC-20. This is his VIC-20 guide that came with the computer. Oh, look. So I'm reading this upside down. But it says, I used this manual at Commodore in 1980-81. I co-authored this and had an artist draw the cartoons. The biggest challenge and most fun was coming up with the cool, short programming examples. How cool is that? Like, this is the OG VIC-20 manual from the guy at Commodore. How do you, like, this is fantastic. This is blowing my mind. And it's a gorgeous manual. Lots of examples. Fantastic condition too. This is really nice. This is really nice. So I'm just going to put that over there. Let's go to the next one and see what we've got. Okay. These have been really well wrapped. So there's nothing else in this box except this, so we might just pop that box on the floor and we might just put these to the side. This looks like it's been vacuum sealed in some sort of bag. Oh, hang on. There's some tape there. We can get that off. Okay. What have we got here? So let's start with this. Bonus. I collect campaign items. Well, probably shouldn't have ripped that, but that's okay. I collect campaign items. These are campaign items. Enjoy. Here's something controversial for you. Trump 2020. Trump 2016. Hillary Clinton. Bill Clinton. Bonus items. I only had one of each. Oh, wow. So these are cool little stickers. Like there's a TRS-80 sticker. There's something at the back here. I can't figure out what it is. I'm going to try and open it up. Oh, moss chip sticker. That's really cool. How nice is that? I'm so blown away by this. This is unbelievable. This just gets better and better. This is probably one of the best collections that I've... Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Look at this. Look at this. So this is an original photo. That's William Shatner. That's from Star Trek. How cool. And this is actually on, hang on a minute. This is actually on photographic paper. Bill Shatner and Michael. It's actually labeled on the back from back in the day. I feel like I need gloves wearing this. I shouldn't even be touching this. This is amazing because this is such an iconic image because it was formed part of a commercial. I'm going to bring it up on the screen for you.
Why buy just a video game from Atari or Intellivision? Invest in the wonder computer of the 1980s for under $300. The Commodore VIC-20. Unlike games, it has a real computer keyboard. With the Commodore VIC-20, the whole family can learn computing at home. Plays great games, too. Under $300, the wonder computer of the 1980s, the Commodore VIC-20.
Coming soon, Commodore brings you Gorf, the Wonder arcade game, and Omega Race in home versions. Commodore.
This is such a cool piece of history right here, and it's signed by Michael. I can't believe it. I mean, look, we should be putting this up. It should be an archival paper, which I'll do, and we'll definitely preserve this. This is amazing. So we'll just put that on top of that. Now, what do we have here? There's piles of stuff. So we have Commodore VIC-20. Oh my goodness. There's just reams of this. Okay, let's take it one little bit at a time. The Max Machine software report. So these that look like internal documents and reports from Commodore. We'll just flick this open. I'm going to be really ultra careful not to bend any of this stuff. VIC-20 programs currently in production, a release report. So this is the original report from 1982 on all their programs that they had and their ROM size and the country and the source and the royalty amount. So this is all Commodore's internal stuff. I'll just bring it a bit closer to the camera so you can see it. Amazing. So we've got product numbers, we've got a software report, contracts discussions underway from May 12, 1982. This is unbelievable. So more contract stuff. Total royalties. This is huge. Where are you going to find any of this? Ever? Anywhere? You're just not. Like, this is mind-blowing. This is some of the best stuff I think we've ever found on this channel. This will be very well preserved indeed. Like, I'm in shock. I know I'm doing a video for you guys, and I normally limit my videos to just 10 minutes, but I can't believe what I'm seeing here. I just can't believe it. To have this in my hands is unbelievable. It's just of such huge historical significance. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. Yeah, let's keep going. What else do we have? The cartridge programs by category. Strategy, sporting. We've got by tape. We've got Bally and Midway arcade series. Oh, we've got some, looks like financials or something here. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness. I'm just trying to pick up clumps of them at a time. So this is the 1982 buying guide broken down with Commodore games. We'll just put that up there to make it easier for you to read. Divided by sports and learning, adventure. Sorry for my shaking hand, but I can't believe what I'm seeing here. I just can't believe it. So this looks like some Commodore Memos. This one is talking about Max Machine and talking about units and how they're going to be finished in a certain time frame. Again, just huge. What have we got here? This is to distribution, talks about the difference in PAL and NTSC versions of the Commodore 64 and Max. So we're talking about NTSC lines and sprites and all that sort of stuff. So very interesting stuff. I'm going to have to go through this with a microscope and have a closer look. So this is a Commodore 64 software development overview, which looks at registers, and at the back there's a VIC-2 register map chip. Look, I'm going to break this up. Here you go. When are you ever going to see this? These are the actual documents from Commodore showing software development for the Commodore 64. These are the real deal. Right? And I'm shaking because I'm like, I just can't believe it. So, and there's just pages and pages of this stuff. And here's the VIC-2 chip register. yeah, there's pages and pages of that. And it keeps going. I'm probably skipping a couple of things here because there's a lot to get through. That's some more Max protocols. But this is interesting. I picked this out because I noticed it had a headline, MOS Technology Inc. This talks about Vicky basic features as well as the differences from the VIC 20 revision 2.0. And it's a memo from MOS Technology. There you go. That's the deal. And then it's all handwritten stuff in there. And it just keeps going. This pile is from Commodore. It was a memo to Kay Spencer from Michael, and it just talks about Music Maker, Spiders of Mars, the Visible Solar System. It's a status report on the cartridges, and it talks about distribution, software like Gorf, Kickman, Wizard of War, Bingo, Math, Jupiter Lander, Road Race, Radar, Rat Race, Mole Attack, Basic Learning. So, huge number of things. And this is all their internal memos. So this is fantastic. Who would have thought that I would be sitting here with actual Commodore memos talking about the games that we all played growing up and how the company was making them and selling them. This is unbelievable stuff. This is mind-blowing stuff. I'm, what can I say, so incredibly lucky and privileged to have this. This is amazing. So let's keep going. Talking more about Max Machine cartridges, we won't worry too much about that. More Max Machine, Max software family by category. So this is a sort of a categorization. This looks at how Commodore categorized their thing into arts, music, educational, Bally, midway games, that sort of thing. So it's interesting to read how they saw the world. I feel like I need to do an extended video of this. Just let me know in the comments if you'd like to see these things sort of one by one. I know I'm taking a while getting through them, or maybe some people might say, oh, you're rushing. Just let me know in the comments if you'd like to see this in a bit more detail. I'm happy to do that. I'll show you this interesting document. This is a status report where they talk about completion of games and things. And you can see there by June 30, we're going to have Apple Eater out. How cool. There's an inter-office memo which talks about basic cartridges and things like that. And it's from Sam Tramiel from Kit Spencer. It talks about cartridges. Interesting, everyone's sending memos. You're in the 80s when people send you memos of things. More software reports about VIC programs being converted and Bally midway games being converted. Let's have a look. There you go, you can see them. Is that 90 cents per cartridge? Is that cost? Oh, it's a royalty percent. Okay, that's interesting. So there's their royalties on their cartridges when they convert games, it looks like, could be from VIC 20. Let me know in the comments if that's your interpretation of this. Michael may see this video and he would know. But really interesting. Commodore Japan, International Marketing Group. Oh, this is huge. This is so cool. All right, I'm just going to take a chunk of these because there's so much stuff here. So here's the 1982 buying guide. This is everything that they were looking to get in terms of cost. Then they were talking here about an arcade series from Midway talking about Wizards of War, Kickman Clowns, and things like that, and how they were going to convert them. So there's a few documents in here. Current VIC-20 cartridges by category and skill level, as well as now this is interesting, we'll just put that down here, a contract report, ROM cartridge software from May 5, 1982. And it lists royalties, total royalties in advance, who developed them, and the status of absolutely everything. So this is amazing stuff. We've never seen this before. This is all news. This is so historically significant. I can't underestimate this. Now, Commodore International. That's unbelievable. Volume 1, number 4 from 1983. So this is the magazine. Quarter of a century of progress. First page, Commodore PET. Bang. There you go. And a 64. And of course, the calculator as well. I have one of those. They're very cool. And this is absolutely mint. Talks about Commodore's results. And yeah, this is great. So we've got Volume 1, number 4. Volume 1, number 2 for Commodore International. Volume 2, number 1. So we can clearly see how this is going. Oh, look at that. So this is some marketing material for the VIC-20. And as you can see, William Shatner doing his thing. The first honest-to-goodness full-color computer for $299. This is great. Now, I already have this one in my collection, Commodore the Wonder Computer. I got this from Michael years prior, but it's good that I have another one. More Commodore stuff, VIC-20, the friendly computer. Oh wow, now this is an original. What is this? Advertising Blastoff. So this looks like an ad. Oh, this is the original where all the flyers. Yeah, this is when Commodore, where Commodore marketing people stored all their flyers, original flyers for the VIC-20 when it came out. So this is a little brochure, a brochure holder. How cool is that? Who has one of those in their collection? Let me know in the comments. I certainly don't, until now. And of course, Commodore Volume 1, number 1. The first Commodore International newsletter. That's it, right there. This should be wrapped in plastic. This is amazing. So this, what? I don't know what to say. When you've got the Commodore, the first Commodore newsletter talking about their computers and their sales and the products. I mean, look at the printer. You've got, oh my goodness, this is just so cool. I don't know what to say. Commodore computer, the Commodore philosophy. This is a set of company values. It is. These are the Commodore computer company values, the value sheet. Yes, they had something like this in the 80s. This is amazing. The Commodore philosophy. You can read it all there yourself. Working with suppliers. Never buy a product if you don't know what it costs to make it. Look at this. You can pause it if you like. Pause the video and have a read if you like. This is very cool. And what's this? At the Anaheim Byte Computer Show from 1985. So this looks like a program Keynote address. Oh, there's Michael. So Michael did a keynote address back in 1985 in Anaheim, and it was called... Hang on, he's the author of The Home Computer Wars, an inside account of Commodore and Jack Tramiel. He joined Commodore in 1980. Yes, that is exactly what I said. And in his 4.5 years there, he served as the VIC-20 Product Manager, Director of Marketing US, Product Marketing Manager International, and Director of Market Development. Wow. So he's done a lot. So, Michael, I apologise. I probably undersold you at the start of this, at the introduction to this video. But, yes, it's all there. It's all there, my friend. So this is great. This is so cool. And that looks like it from that folder. So we'll have to put that all back later. I'm amazed. I'm speechless. This is such an amazing find. I can't believe it. Finding these documents is like stepping into the past. It tells us what was happening at Commodore beyond that public-facing side of things. It's like a time capsule of how the company actually worked. So this is unheard of. And you can see in these documents, there are some legendary titles here and also classic text adventures and stuff like that as well. Not to mention the royalties and the revenue and that side of Commodore, which isn't very common to know about. I'm sure there'll be a document somewhere, or maybe in one of Michael's books, talking about some of this stuff. But this is the detail. And to get a package directly from a former Commodore employee, someone who worked there on the VIC-20, was there when it happened, was there when the Commodore 64 was around, all that sort of stuff is just blowing my mind. Let me know in the comments, what was your first computer? Did you ever own a Commodore, or did that come later? For me, I didn't have a Commodore until much later. I always wanted a 64, but I got an IBM XT to start with, and then I had an Atari 2600, but all my friends at the time had Commodore 64s, and I remember going around to their house and playing Ghostbusters or something like that, either on a floppy disk, and they also had a few things on tape which would take forever to load, and I just thought that was the coolest thing, because here I am playing Alley Cat on MS-DOS. But that also in time has its advantages. I remember, you can probably see up there, King's Quest 1 and Leisure Suit Larry and all that sort of stuff. They came much later, and I absolutely fell in love with that stuff and went from there. Let me know in the comments if you've owned a VIC-20 or a 64. What were some of your favorite games? This is the sort of stuff, and people who know me know my philosophy on this. We're custodians of this material, and when I'm gone, all of this stuff is going to go to somebody else as well, the next generation of people who want to conserve our vintage history. So it's really important that we do things like this to preserve the memories, so future generations can see where their things have come from and how things have developed over time. So it's important that these things are not lost. And that's kind of what motivates me, speaking from the heart, to do all of this. I want to be able to pass this stuff on to people, so in 100 years' time, somebody can look back and say, wow, look at that first computer, look at that VIC-20, look at that Commodore 64, this is how many games they sold, all that sort of stuff. I just think it's cool. If you love the video, please like it. Please share it out on social media. I'd really appreciate that. We are still a small channel, and we've just cracked over 1,000 subscribers, so we should be chucking a party. I'm really glad to see that people are enjoying the content that I'm making, and I'm just doing my thing, and if people love it, that's great. But I'm glad that people have taken the time to subscribe and let me know each week what they love to see. I'll see you on the next one.